What's up everyone, Barricade here, and I'm bringing you guys a discussion video regarding Gears of War E-Day and what I believe will be the saddest scene in the entire series. What I'm talking about today is regarding Dom. Before I go into it, I just want to say Dom is my favorite character. I've always liked him a lot since the very first time I played as him back in so many years ago. I think it was like 2008 when I first tried Gears of War. Me and my older brother playing split screen. Felt so cool to finally play a split screen game where I'm my own character and not some type of like copy of the main character. You know, it was actually part of the story and everything. So right away, Dom became my favorite character. And the one thing I always liked about him is even though he's been through the most messed up things, he's always seemed to be very positive and always willing to fight by Marcus's side and never give up and always do what is right and essentially do what he needs to do to help Marcus survive. So that's essentially the main reason why I like Dom. But throughout this series, we've seen some really sad scenes regarding Dom, you know, in Gears of War 2 with him finding Maria, and in Gears of War 3 with him sacrificing himself to save everybody. But I feel like in Gears of War E-Day, we can get the saddest scene in the entire series. And what I'm talking about here is actually regarding Dom's family's death and the death of his own children as well. On E-Day, his children, his family, and Maria's family were all murdered by the Locust. So I feel like we could definitely get a really sad scene in this game. You know, every time we see something really heavy in the series, it always seems to be, you know, revolving around Dom. At least when it comes to the original trilogy. You know, always, you know, something really heavy with him either dying or Maria's death, or, you know, the part where he's talking to Maria with the angel statue, things like that. So many different scenes with him because he's a very realistic character. He had a big family that he loved and cared about that was unfortunately taken away by the Locust. And that was the one thing that really humanized him. We got to see essentially how he changed throughout the series. You know, from Gears 1 to Gears 2 and then straight to Gears 3, you know, you could tell he was very depressed and he looked very different when compared to his Gears 1 and 2 counterparts. So when it comes to E-Day, Gears of War E-Day, I feel like we're going to get some type of scene here where he's going to essentially be trying to make it back to Maria and his family. And unfortunately, he's going to get there essentially too late. Or maybe he will get to them, but unfortunately they will be killed and he won't be able to protect them. I feel like this can easily be the saddest scene in the series because we never see something that crazy. The only really thing we actually have regarding his family or his children dying actually is from a comic book where we can see what looks like his children falling down an emergence hole. But I don't know if that was an actual literal thing, if that's how they really died, or if that was just him imagining that, like kind of having like this metaphorical thought in his head. Because when it's shown in the comics, it's just more of him thinking back to it. So I'm not sure if that's exactly how they died, or like I said, if it's just more like a metaphorical thing in his head. But either way, if they decided to follow the comics, you know, them falling to their deaths would be pretty tragic. And it'd be kind of crazy to see, you know, his children dying that way. And essentially him having to push forward after that. You know, essentially he saw his family die and then had to keep going and fighting these monsters and essentially work with Marcus, you know, at his side there to essentially try to survive and push forward. Not to mention what Maria's reaction would be to this scene as well. You know, it could be a really tragic scene, you know, seeing his family members dying, seeing Maria's reaction, him trying to protect Maria, seeing these monsters for the first time, all this crazy stuff, you know. It could be essentially one of the best scenes in the series, really, if it's done correctly. The one part that was really sad and would be crazy to see in the game if they actually decide to go this far is after his children's death. One part that was really sad in the novels is it was shown that Maria essentially started losing her mind after their deaths. She would cry every day. Anytime he saw her, she was just super red in the face from crying all the time. And she started losing her mind to the extent that she started telling him stuff along the lines of, oh, I saw the kids today. I see that they're missing. They're lost. I need to go find them. And she would tell Dom that she needs to leave to look for them and stuff like that. And Dom would have to tell her to calm her down and essentially tell her, Maria, the kids are dead. You know, you're not going to find them no matter where you go. And it's just a very sad thing, you know, in the novels when it's described and when you read it there. And I feel like the game could actually depict these type of scenes and essentially bring them to life in a very sad and horrific way. The one thing I always kind of imagined, or essentially understood, I guess I should say, while reading the books is that Maria left Dom out of nowhere, really, no warning or anything. And I felt like it was always just due to her grief, maybe being with him brought memories of the kids, and it was just hard for her to be around him. It never was really specifically said why. She never left him a note or anything like that. She just simply up and left one day when he wasn't around. And I feel like the games can maybe expand on that and kind of give a little bit more insight to why she left, kind of bring the scenes of her being sad and grieving to life as well, and just kind of bring more of a human side to the games as well, with essentially the loss of Dom's children. But overall, guys, let me know what you guys think regarding this topic with Gears of War E-Day. Do you guys believe this would actually be put in the game itself? If so, do you think it has the potential to be the saddest scene in the series? If you guys like this video, please definitely hit that like button and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think about today's video. Also, guys, one last little thing I wanted to leave before I go is I was thinking about replaying the original trilogy, Gears 1, 2, and 3, and posting them on my channel, essentially a walkthrough format. But instead of it just being a normal walkthrough, I was thinking about doing it as what I would like to call a Gears of War lore walkthrough, where I essentially play through the campaigns of 1, 2, and 3, and while I'm playing them, I essentially just talk about the lore the whole time. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and take it easy.
Thanks for watching this video. If you want to see my most recent Gears of War video, hit that link on the left. If you want to see any of my other content, hit that link on the right. Thanks for watching, guys.